broadcasting, live stream, broadcast, podcast, or whatever it is. So basically, I was using a different microphone because, yeah, for some reason my usual headset, Logitech USB headset, is just broken. So yeah, it's just pretty annoying. I just don't know why. Maybe it was accidentally dropped several times, or maybe it was crushed by heavy things. I don't know, but from the physical point of view, it was not broken at all. But yeah, the microphone are just weren't able to take any input at all. Maybe the cable inside was disconnected, I don't know. But yeah, if you try to use it for the audio output, it still works perfectly. So yeah, obviously it's still better than the regular built-in iPhone headset like this, which, yeah, I don't know why. I used to really like iPhone headset, but ever since I basically know what how comfortable a headphone is compared to headset, then yeah, I basically always try to use headset to listen to any kind of music or audio output. Besides, speaker is also not that good for some reason, maybe because my speaker is only 2.1 stereos with subwoofer, which maybe not as good as the 4.1 or 6.1 or even 8.1, which is definitely more expensive. But yeah, the speaker is just not really aesthetic as well, because it was an old speaker. Because right now, usually if you want to create an aesthetic setup, you usually use bookshelf speaker, which I don't know whether it is actually combined the subwoofer and tweeter into the same both of the bookshelf. I don't know, but yeah, definitely it was also needs some good mixer or sound card. I don't know, like USB sound card, external sound card, or whatever it is. That's not cheap as well. So I don't know. I basically able to bought a new headphone or microphone or headset, but wait, I don't want to buy another headset because for some reason I already have a wireless headset, which is the AirPods, that I never use. So obviously those sounds is probably better than this wired headset, original wired headset, that's probably no longer available because yeah, headphone jack is already removed, but yeah, still not removed on the MacBook. But I don't know, maybe MacBook is still probably enforced to use USB-C instead of the audio jack, although it's still available as a port, because yeah, the iPhone is already used USB-C as well. That obviously there is already a headset that was connected using USB-C, because yeah, I used to bought it a while ago that I don't know where was I actually put, but it was not original obviously. But yeah, at least during that time it was not able to be connected into a MacBook directly, maybe because the operating system is not supported yet, because I used to see other people's, or maybe it's because not original, I don't know, but I used to see other people's that basically use another brand USB-C headset that able to be connected directly into the MacBook, which is should be like that, because yeah, USB-C headset is initially only able to be connected into the phone that didn't have any audio jack, which is during that time is definitely like a Google Pixel, I guess. But yeah, I don't know what else did I basically want to talk about, because for some reason the weekend is probably the same, although I basically go into amusement park with my nephew view, and yeah, it was probably not really enjoyable moment because yeah, it's definitely pretty crowded and yeah, not an indoor kind of place, so it's definitely not have an air conditioning at all place. So yeah, because of that I'm also didn't able to do usual hangout or any kind of hangout with my friends as well, although they were probably not available as well. So in the next day I just usually go into a favorite e-commerce to buy unnecessary things, cheap unnecessary things, instead of buying more expensive things that probably more useful. I just don't know, maybe because I just want to save as much as possible during the time that I basically already spent a lot of money for many things that definitely didn't have any physical form. Yeah, it was kind of a tax, insurance, and something like that, which definitely pretty expensive. But yeah, it was only paid once in a year. So yeah, but for some reason, it's definitely already more than a year for me to not bought the same exact thing that have similar prices, because for some reason I really wanted to buy, I don't know, a new Android phone or a second-hand Android phone or the most expensive camera glasses or a console, next generation console, even though yeah, it's definitely need a quite expensive subscription in order to experience an online games. But yeah, at least there is some thing that I really curious of, but I don't know. I'm actually wanted to upgrade my dream gadget as well, which using the most expensive storage devices, which is the 2230, the most expensive that I able to upgrade it easily, even though yeah, it's definitely have more expensive SSD in the 2280 form, but yeah, I basically need to disassemble the whole body in order to change it, and I don't know whether it is pretty easy to install the driver and also the operating system inside those stream gadgets, so I definitely prefer to upgrade the secondary storage instead, which using the most expensive storage as possible. But yeah, I haven't tried to do that yet, although I basically able to sell all of the things that I used to collect during the rabbit hole addiction, I guess, which is my mechanical keyboard, but I don't know whether it is gonna be able to sell in a good price, because yeah, it's definitely not as easy when you try to buy those things in the first place. So yeah, that's pretty sad, but oh well, maybe I will try to utilize all of those collection into building my dream co-working space, perhaps, I don't know, or internet cafe. But oh well, I don't know what else did I basically want to talk about. So I haven't been trying to write the information that I got from the mandatory place, the weekly mandatory place or visit, just basically 3 things that we must do from the hereafter life perspective, obviously. Because for some reason, if we only try to focus on achieving desire for this world, and yeah, it's definitely will most likely letting you down, especially when maybe you are just destined to be not just doing those temporary things, I don't know. because yeah, obviously if we try to see something in the greater way perspective, then yeah, it's definitely, we always try to be grateful for what we have done, but yeah, still trying to do as best as we can in order to get a better future. But yeah, the result is just up to the creator. I don't know, there in 5 minutes I basically got a daily meeting as usual. I initially wanted to do and pre-recorded Animoji as well, even though yeah, I think it was only finishing the remaining cheap $5 dash cam, if I'm not mistaken, which already fall out from the windshield for the first time, because maybe the last time that I basically tried to drive the vehicles, the weather condition is hotter than usual, and I basically didn't try to turn the air conditioning higher than usual. So yeah, it's definitely make the suction pad remove it from the windshield during the shakiness of driving, perhaps, I don't know. But yeah, I basically wanted to upgrade with a better dash cam, perhaps, which definitely have a wider lens, but I don't know, it's definitely will need to change into micro SD instead of an SD card, which I basically need to buy it because I still wanted to record the POV using the $30 body cam as well, which is also need an SD card. Besides, I basically wanted to use a new SD card instead of the old ones, because yeah, the old ones is probably have a footage that I ever be recovered, perhaps, I don't know. Even though yeah, it's already too late, perhaps, because I already use it quite frequently with those old SD cards, so it's probably already overwritten. And yeah, what else? Although the cheapest SD card is definitely much bigger than my old SD card capacity, but and also much faster, obviously, because yeah, right now the speed is already a standard instead of during the time that I bought the old SD card. There is several speed, which basically the faster that you get, it will be more expensive. But yeah, right now when higher capacity is already cheaper, then they basically able to provide a faster speed as well, even though for some form factor like the compact flash it's still pretty expensive. I don't know why, it's just more expensive than an SSD, which is pretty crazy, because right now the SD card price is micro SD card price is pretty similar to SSD, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, SSD is already, or definitely the fastest storage devices. Although SSD still have several speed that you can choose, but yeah, at least it's definitely much faster than the compact flash. But maybe the SSD is not pretty easy to create the, I don't know, the mounting or the enclosure. So that's the reason why some devices like the DSLR camera, it still rely on compact flash, because yeah, maybe it's just easier to build the fast enclosure. Because yeah, if you talk about the Thunderbolt enclosure for an SSD, it's pretty expensive. It's even equal to the SSD prices itself. So yeah, that's the reason why compact flash is try to combine the fastest enclosure for the SSD with the SSD itself. So yeah, if we try to combine it, maybe it will be cheaper, but yeah, it's definitely slower as well. So yeah, thank you, that's all.